Thank you so much to all of you who wrote in with your questions. They illustrate the truth that love brings us so much joy and fulfillment, but it also brings us so much pain because men don't always act the way we want them to. And in fact, they usually don't act the way we want them to. We spend so much time and energy thinking about their behavior and worrying about their behavior and wondering how we can change their behavior. And today, I would like to talk about a way to make all of that go away. If you are sick and tired of feeling powerless in love, then this video will help you own your power so that you never end up stuck waiting on a man again. Hi, I'm Amy Waterman. I am a love expert here at yourbrilliance.com. And here at Your Brilliance, we do things a little differently. Our number one goal is to help you shine. Because when you feel good in yourself and you know that you are lovable and you treat yourself really, really well, then you radiate irresistible vibes that attract to you so many good things. When you shine the way you are meant to, everything in your life gets easier. Now, for us women, a big part of our lives is, of course, love. It is hard to shine when we are not giving and receiving love. And a well-loved woman is a brilliant woman because you can see it the moment you look at her. So I am so interested in helping you create authentic, healthy love relationships in your life, but it's for one purpose and one purpose only, because love fuels our brilliance. What I am not here to do is to be a clone of every other dating coach out there who gives you tips and tricks and texts to make a man fall in love with you. Now, if that's what you want, that's totally okay, because sometimes you need to try those things to see if they work, to see if they feel authentic to you. And there are coaches out there who specialize in that technique-based dating, and it can be very helpful for some people. But right now, I'm going to challenge you by suggesting that if you think you need tips and tricks to make a man fall in love with you, then what you think is the problem may not actually be the real problem. It seems like the problem is that this man doesn't feel towards you the same way you feel towards him. But in fact, the real problem is actually that you have stopped shining. You have lost sight of your light. You've forgotten it. And in some cases, you've dimmed it because of him. Maybe you've allowed yourself to be convinced that he's a prize and he's in charge and you have to earn his favor. But my ladies, he is not worth you. How did anyone manage to convince you that it's your job to make a man fall in love with you and that you can't count on men falling in love with you exactly as you are? Like somehow they've managed to convince you that you are responsible for a man's feelings, that left to his natural devices, he would walk right past you, that the only way he would ever feel an irresistible urge to be with you and only you is if you do something to make him feel that way. So you end up feeling like you have to find all these tips and tricks that hack the male mind and artificially induce attraction. Now, that's the fundamental belief system behind most of the dating advice out there on the internet. And I hate it because it is not true. The truth is that you are lovable exactly as you are, and you don't have to make anything happen. Love will happen when it's the right guy. You will just click. It will feel so natural. In fact, it will feel so effortless that you will wonder why you ever thought you had to work so hard. You don't have to make anyone fall in love with you because the man who is meant for you is already in love with you. You exist right now in his imagination, and he's searching and he's trying and failing with the wrong women because right now you are just cloaked in darkness and he can't see you. And that is where you come in. Your job is actually to shine so brightly that the man meant for you can see you from halfway across the world. And as you work on loving and accepting and cherishing yourself, as you work on removing the blocks that keep you small, as you work on being brave and allowing yourself to be seen, then your light starts to brighten and it brightens and it brightens until it's a beacon calling to what's meant for you. But So many of you don't know how to use your light because you've never been taught. Instead, you've been taught that men are a prize that you have to compete with other women to win. And your ego has gotten caught up in it. You think that this is about getting what you want rather than inviting in what is meant for you. And I think, now I could be wrong about this, but I think a lot of you don't believe in your destiny. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust your path. You're worried and anxious about finding someone to love you before it's too late. And maybe you were even taught what I was taught, that it's your job to be useful to men, to keep their houses for them and cook for them, to satisfy their needs and make sure they're happy. And maybe you were never told that your own desires and your own pleasure come first. Maybe you were never told that you had a destiny and that the love you put out into the world is part of it. And that the way you would know that a man is yours is by the way he honors you and respects you and delights in pleasing you. If you have to hustle for his love, the universe is giving you a sign. The universe has bigger and better plans for you than this man. So don't settle for what you think you want when what's out there waiting for you is so much greater. Now, trusting in love can feel a little bit like trusting in God. You want to believe so much, but it is so hard when you experience pain and disappointment. It feels like you're on your own. It feels like there's no one up there looking out for you. And so you've got to do everything yourself. When we doubt ourselves the most, that's when we need inspiration and wisdom to remind us of our truth. But I see so many products out there that feed on our fears, that we are not lovable, that we are not desirable, that we won't get chosen unless we use artificial dating aids, like certain words that induce a chemical response in him. I joke that it's like hamburger love. If you treat a relationship like fast food, like ordering a man at McDonald's, then chances are you will end up with indigestion. And I really hope you don't settle for that. I hope a chemical response is the bare minimum you are looking for. I hope you hold out for a mature man with a warm and generous heart who can love you for a lifetime. The older I get, the less patience I have for anything that's not informed by love. Speaking from experience, having a guy obsessed with you is only fun once. And after that, it's just annoying because it's not real. Now, I've been giving professional love advice for over 15 years, and I came to this work through seeing the very worst love had to offer. I started out working with couples whose marriages were on the rocks, and I saw the pain love caused, and I saw how horribly it could all go wrong. And so when I transitioned then into dating advice, it struck me that I was responsible for what happened as a result of the advice I gave. So if a woman used my advice to get a guy who wasn't good for her, and he ended up betraying her or disrespecting her or putting her through divorce, then in some small way, I was responsible for that pain. Getting into a relationship with the wrong man is one of the most costly decisions you'll ever make. The wrong relationship can ruin you. It can break you emotionally, financially, even physically. And so I made a vow that I was going to teach about love rather than selling out for something as cheap as getting a guy. Because you see, when you make a guy your goal instead of love, you settle for much less than what you deserve. You deserve so much more than just a man. You deserve a lasting love relationship that carries you through a lifetime. And getting that kind of love requires a very different skill set than getting the guy. Now, most dating coaches don't think this way. They consider themselves responsible for getting you into a relationship with the man of your choice. And once that's accomplished, their job is done. Now, the dirty little secret of dating coaching is that it's not our place to tell you that you cannot have the man you want. So if you want a man that's really bad for you, a man who doesn't treat you well, then it's not a dating coach's job to pass judgment. It's a dating coach's job to get you exactly what you want. But I'm past the age where I believe that you should get everything you want. I'm at that next stage in life where I can say honestly with all of my heart, I only want what is meant for me. And I don't want what is not meant for me because it will only cause me pain. But to say that with any truth, you have to believe that there's a higher power out there, a higher order, a higher plan, whether you call it the universe or love or God or what have you. And you realize that left to your own devices, your little human ego can make really bad decisions. And so you teach yourself to let go of what you're grasping for and instead trust. What is meant for you will find you, and what is not meant for you will fall away. As long as you keep your heart open and you keep your light shining bright enough for all to see. Now, in my next video, I'm going to share 3 ways to practice that. I still believe the pleasure principle is the single best way I have found to live a life of lasting love and joy, and I cannot wait to teach you more about it in my next video. Take really good care of yourself, and I will see you next time.